Hi folks, Mr. Long here. In this screencast we're going to look at when area and perimeter are equal for a rectangle. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a rectangle. I'm going to do example A with you. And I think right in this row it says the height of the rectangle is that and the width is 5x minus 19. So the first thing I'm going to do is, and it says determine the width of the rectangle if area equals perimeter. Okay, so the first thing I need to say is that area equals perimeter. Well, what is the area? How do I get the area? Well, it's going to be length times width, or base times height, or height doesn't matter. It's the two dimensions multiplied together, right? So the area is going to be 3 multiplied by 5x minus 19. Okay, that's definitely the area. Now, what is the perimeter? So I'm going to look at this, zoom in on this. And what is the perimeter? Well, it's a rectangle. So if this dimension is 3, this dimension is 3. And if this dimension is 5x minus 19, this dimension is 5x minus 19. So to get the perimeter, we have to go all the way around. Okay, I have to go all the way around. So there's a few ways that we can do that, right? I'm going to add the x's first, so I know there's 5x here and 5x here. So I definitely know there is 10 x's as I go around in the perimeter, but I have to add up all these constants. So I've got a 3 and a 3. So let me just do it, I'm going to do it right. And I'm going to do, I'll erase that, and I'll show it right here. So I've got 3 right there, then I've got negative 19 there, then I've got another 3 to go down this side, and then I've got another negative 19. So I have to figure out what all of that is. So I have to add all of that up. Okay, so I would be adding up 3 plus negative 19. Boy, that doesn't look like 19, does it? Plus another 3 plus negative 19. And if you put in your calculator 3 plus negative 19 plus 3 plus negative 19, and you can type that right into your calculator. Well, for me, the way I would do it is negative 19 and negative 19 is negative 38. Then 3 and 3 is 6. So what is 6 plus negative 38? Well, it's negative 32. Okay, so to go all the way around this rectangle is a distance of 5x, 10x, minus 32, right? So plus negative 32, which is minus 32. Okay, so you're going to have to do that as you go through that. So that is 10x, and we said minus 32. Okay, so that is the perimeter there. Right, that's the perimeter, and then this is the area. Okay, so we're saying that the perimeter and the area are equal. Well, remember that I can only apply inverse operations if x appears once. Well, x appears more than once. It appears over here with 5x, it appears over here with 10x. So I need to get rid of those brackets. That's the only thing that I can do. So removing brackets, I do it with the distributive law. So I would take that 3 and I would distribute it into there to the 5x, and then I distribute into the negative 19. Now, a common mistake is forgetting to distribute the 3 here across both the 5x and the negative 19. You have to always remember to distribute across everything that's in the bracket. So I've got 3 groups of 5x. That's 15 x's. I've also got 3 groups of negative 19. So with my calculator, 3 times negative 19, negative 57. And that's still going to be equal to 10x minus 32, because I didn't have to do any work on that side. And now I've got an equation that I can solve. So again, can I apply inverse operations? Well, what's the answer to that? The answer is no, because I have x appears more than once. So I need to get all the x's onto one side. Well, how do I do that? I've got 10 x's here, and I've got 15 x's here. Would I rather subtract 15 x's from both sides or 10 x's? And I probably would rather subtract 10 x's, then I won't get any negatives. So over here I subtract 10x's on both sides. So 10x's, take away 10x's is no x's, that's a 0 pair. 15x's over here minus 10x's is 5x's. Now I have 5x's minus 57 equals negative 32. Now that's an equation I can solve. So if I went through BEDMAS, it would be multiply by 5, subtract 57. So the inverse to that is going to be add 57, then divide by 5. And I can double check that that's right, because the opposite of minus 57 is add 57. The opposite of multiply by 5 is divide by 5. So the only thing left I have on that side is an x. So what does x equal? Well, I have to take that negative 32, and then I add 57. Negative 32 plus 57, if you do it in your calculator, is positive 25. Okay, so once I get positive 25, then I have to divide by 5. 5 goes into 25 5 times. So x equals 5. Okay, x equals 5. So when the area and the perimeter are equal, x equals 5. So let's see if in fact that's true. So I know that this shape was, this was 3, and this was 5x minus 19. So what I need to do is replace that x with 5, right? So, and then that's called substituting in. So I have to do 5 times 5, 25, minus 19 is 6. So that's 6. So let's double check. Area is 3 times by 6. 3 times 6 is 18. Then let's add up to see what the perimeter is. Well, if this is 6, this is 6. If this is 3, this is 3. So the perimeter is 3 plus 6 plus 3 plus 6. That's 9. That's 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. So it works. The area is equal to the perimeter. Okay, the area is equal to the perimeter. And that means we've done it right. Okay, so let's go back over that. So the first thing you need to do is write your equation. So the area equals the perimeter. So area is going to require multiplication. Length times width, base times height, that sort of thing. So we've got an equation to describe the width in this case, or what's like the base. So I need to multiply out 3 and 5x minus 19. I definitely need to multiply that out. Okay, so that requires distributing through the brackets. And then I've got the perimeter. There's the equation for the perimeter. Remember how we did that? We added everything up as we went around, right? So, because it was 3, 3, 5x minus 19 there, 5x minus 19 there. So again, with my calculator, I can do that. Minus 19 plus minus 19 plus 3 plus 3. And that will add up to negative 32. And then I've got the 5x there and the 5x there. That makes 10x's minus 32 is the distance all the way around. Okay, and that's when I set that equal. So then that brings me to this line here. And then I start doing some algebra operations. I have to, because x appears twice, I have to remove x's from one of the sides. And I did that by subtracting 10x from both sides. And then it gets me an equation form where I can apply inverse operations. Finally, work out that x is 5. Then I see if I'm right, because the area has to be the perimeter. So I did some calculations, and it worked out. So again, I invite you to review this video, rewind it, watch it over a few times, make sure you understand it. Probably turn the video off and attempt to do the question on your own, right? Attempt this very question on your own, and then once you've got this question mastered, you'll be able to do other ones that are